Na, akkor egy jó kis Noire folytatás ezen a gyönyörű szép nyári estén, amikor is megint szakad ez a rohadt szarfos húgy eső, és 17,9 fok van ki, 83-as páratartalommal, enyhe őszünk van. Nem kell, hogy lelkiismeret furdalása legyen az embernek, hogyha éppen a tévé előttül.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
Még mindig ezzel az morfium üggyel vagyunk elfoglalva, hát ezt az előző streamben megoldottuk, én úgy emlékszem. Ez így érdekes lesz ez a sztori.
You got a stakeout down. That getup of yours anyway. I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with a 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I understand you, but thousands wouldn't.
És azt nem tudom, hogy szemben mi van. Ja, itt van a boncterem. Ugye ide párszor már eljöttünk. Itt volt a bunkó takarító. Aki most is itt van. De ugye itt ilyenkor nincs dolgunk, csak hogyha a mission azt mondja, hogy van. Kösz, hogy utánam jöttél. Na, akkor ott a kocsi. Elvileg van beállítva egy poi.
Seem distracted. We recovered the morphine.
Na,
Some
én
of
is
it
ezt
might be
mondtam.
unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the jump...
Goddamn maniac!
Bocs. Úgy be volt, ez sokni elém ugrat, bazd meg. Na.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages. The odds for and against lightning striking.
Hát igen, Phelps is össze van zavarodva, mert ugye ő is úgy tudta, hogy megtaláltuk az összes lopott katonai morfiumot. Nagyon úgy tűnik, hogy folyt köp, és ugye jól mondta, hogy egy ügyet lezársz, az kinyit egy újat. Kíváncsi leszek.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Kösz, papász. Második emelet, 6-os lakás, ugye azt mondta. Ez már olyan pusztulat, albérlet, mint a többi, ahol eddig jártunk. Ez még csak az első emelet, ugye? Ott mi van?
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug? Or can we get on with
Ó,
it?
itt a régi társunk.
Relax, Rusty.
26 years old,
Tintás
fashion
Rusty.
model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
25
We heard
éves
Carruthers
divatmodell.
likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills, falls asleep in the tub,
Bent
rest in
ázik a
peace,
kádban.
case closed.
Here, here.
Majd szól, ha
Mal's
befejezte.
100% that it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure, go right ahead.
Hoppá, hát ez nem a kádból. Ja, kiszedték a kádból.
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I took a look?
Be my guest.
Na mutasd. Hát a néninek kapásba olyan
Take a
lilulva a
closer look at her
nyaka.
head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Ja. Ez törölközőbe fürdöttem úgy? Na mindegy, csak mert eddig mutogatták a mesztelen hullákat.
Bruising on the forearms and these look like bite
A
marks.
farapás, ja.
Very good.
Ja, a gyűrű.
Very unusual ring.
Legalább ennek nem tépték le az ujjával együtt mindeddig.
The eyes are a classic sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story. I think one man held her down and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the syrettes. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought syrettes and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Ja, szóval morfiummal nyírták ki, de megpróbálták beállítani ilyen öngyilkosságnak, meg túladagolásnak. De közben ugye látszik rajta, hogy ugye küzdött is.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
Mondjuk legalább ennek a zsebeit nem kell átnézni, mert ugye pucér. Na. Ez mire csengetett? Ja, jó, hagyjuk. Na, azt mondja, van itt még valami szoba. Aha. Ez a hálós szobája, itt is gyógyszerek. Nem vette be a vitaminját.
Looks like barbiturates.
Barbiturates, az nem tudom mi. Az meg pont oda akartam menni, hát nem oda megy ez a pöcs. Na majd ebben lesz zseb. Aha.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
45 alatt senki nem hord ilyet. És ez férfi. Az ágy az szét van baszva egy kicsit. De ott mit fotója? Gyógyszereket fotózza, jó, az meg volt. Hát itt van még valami cucc.
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Rattling around? Valami zörög. Aha!
We should speak to a doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Az egyik tehát ezek altatók, ezek a fehér cuccok, a másik meg valami gyorsító cucc, de az meg vényköteles és fel volt neki írva. Na, hova? Menjünk innen a pitsába. És van itt még egy nappalink. Ki a lófasz ez, aki itt ül? Ó, az éppen sütit sütötte, amikor megölték.
Don't think this is any use to us. Not much help. Incidental.
Nem ette meg a műzlit szétfogázni a tejbe. Jó. Mindjárt beszélgetünk a taggal.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Itt ezen nincs semmi.
There's been a modeling assignment.
Aha.
It's a place to start.
Kaptunk egy címet.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Ja, valami elit divat modell volt a csaj. Meg egoista is, mert saját maga van az összes képen. Na, akkor beszélgessünk ezzel. Ott jöttünk be, ugye? Aha, akkor a Mókamikit megkérdezzük, hogy mégis mi a fasz keres ez itt.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia. Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe? Who else is there? I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
Ja, hogy nincsen rokon a halott csajnak a városban, és ezt találgatott, hogy ki lehet a legközelebbi hozzátartozó. Azt mondja, victim state of mind, victim's personal life relationship. Nézzük, milyen kapcsolatban állt a Hullával. Ez bejáró nő, ahogy. Nagyon félrenézett ez a nő. Ez hazudik.
Mrs. Reynolson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Szóval a Hullánk az egy kicsit ilyen drogos vadállat volt, és mindent akart azonnal, és visszajött a szépségével. Azt mondja... Personal life.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Hetente kétszer jön, megint félrenéz a nő, bazd meg. Hazudsz, köcsög.
Men friends, Mrs. Reynoldson. Spill it.
I will not spread gossip about Miss Julia. She was very nice to me.
I don't care if she was the Virgin Mary's sister.
Az előbb azt mondtad, hogy köcsög volt.
You changed the sheets.
You're disgusting. If you're going to take that tone, I won't answer any more
Azt mondja,
questions.
mondd el, kivel dugott, mert te cseréld a lepedőjét.
Was Miss Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Ez megint hazudik.
So she wasn't mad at anyone in
Picsába.
particular?
3-ból 2
No,
szar.
men were usually besotted with Miss Julia, not the other way around. I don't think Miss Julia was ever in love with anyone.
Miss Julia nem szeretett soha senkit.
You've been very helpful.
Mert
One of the
egy
other detectives will
kurva.
take your statement and then you can go home.
Ja, add le vallomást, aztán takarodjál. Na. Micsoda napsütés effekte, hogy bejön a fény. Jó. Ez még ott fotózgat bent. Milyen fasz? Na mindegy. Ez kicsoda.
Stefan, Rusty, we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
Ja, az a csávó, meg azok mi vagyunk, mert ugye mi is kezdtük a Rustyval.
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm a Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Ja, szóval itt megint el akarják bagatelizálni az esetet, szimpla drogos csaj. Bazd meg, ilyen messze parkoltunk. Tőle elköcsög. Hát, Stamens Practice, ja, az a doki. Hát... Vagy a ruha. Menjünk a dokihoz. Hoppá. Hoppá. Kurva pad, nem útba volt, bazd meg.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of
Ezt
them.
tudjuk.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Lepikázta az ex-kollégánkat.
Just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Bocs.
You're doing this on purpose.
Dr. Stoneman rendelője. Ez írta föl a nőnek a dugi gyógyszert. És hol a bejárat? Csak hogy itt egy delikátesz bolt van. Ja, itt kell bemenni, jó? Egy tábla. Stoneman, 5. emelet 505.
Stoneman, office 505.
Na, megint liftezhet, vagy gyalogolhatunk. Ja, van lift. Csak nem lehet használni, de. Megint ezek az ambient hangok. Nagy csomó indokolatlan. Na, 5. emelet. Fuck yeah, hol van az 505? Hát nem itt. Meg nem itt. 4-es. 3-as. Meg is van. Kurva, ez az üvegtégla, és át lehet látni rajta.
LAPD, we'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
Yeah.
There's no need to be rude.
Dobja ki a beteget tőle.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Hello, Mr. Stoneman.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Beszóltál, bazd meg. Hát üljél szépen le a váróba. Nem baj, hogy fájdalmaid vannak. TB-t az fizesd, azért nyugodtan. Cső, Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Jaj, orvosi titoktartás, hova szarjak?
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Ez is félre beszél, bazd meg. Várja csak.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Nem, de van nekünk egy... Ez.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know. She was jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine?
It's not illegal, detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
Fogyasztónak is használja. Hát magyarul tolta a pörgetőt egész nap, aztán meg rászedte az alhatot, hogy tudjon aludni. Jó?
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Ez egy kicsit mókás volt így. Bazd meg.
She didn't appear to have a weight problem.
She had a self-esteem problem. Miss Randall felt her only control over her life was through her appearance.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Hát ez csak 1/2 volt. Ennyi, itt van az ablak, kiugrott volna Doki. Hát innen nem hiszem. Itt a rendelő.
It doesn't appear to be connected. Not sure this means much.
Ezeket miért kellett megnézni, ezt nem tudom. Sá-la-la-la-la. Takarodja, jó. Ez itt mi volt? Jött el a konyha.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Ezt látom. Megvan szerintem koc. A Dokitól nem tudtunk meg semmit.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Szóval szerinte a Doki hazudik, és megkönnyebbül, és látott rajta, amikor megtudta, hogy meghalt a csaj.
But they can't take it. On bandits take up.
Megnézzük ezt a
Have you
butikot.
noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Pontosan. Jó nagy kamu álszentek. Mind az ügyvédi titoktartás, az orvosi titoktartás. Csak a saját érdekükben használják. Hello, ladies.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia
Nem,
Randall.
persze semmi baj. Te ölted meg, te szemét.
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Ja, és?
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Ki a faszom az a Henry?
How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry a vőlegény, és az mutatta be a Juliának.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business.
Aha.
He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson...
Meg is van a Harvey Weinsteinünk.
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Hát... Tudja, hogy a férjed volt, vagy a vőlegényed tekkorva? És kezelgette a Julit is. Hoppá, ezt telefonálni akar, aha. How can I help, detective?
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Aha, most fejezték be a boncolását a nőnek, úgyhogy meg kell néznünk, hogy mi a tosz. Ez meg már megint itt kikönyököl, bazd meg. Kettesből be, nagy király hangerő. Mellettem meg ott ülő. Akkor megyünk a kórházba.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Megjöttünk. Itt van Dokibá. Na mondjad, House. Dr. House. Mit találtál? Csak az nem itt van, jó? Hanem... itt. Nem. Itt. Ennyi hulla van itt, bazd meg.
Paul, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
Az jó néz
Dead
ki a
guy's
faszi.
name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
Az
So
egyik
you're saying
tettes,
Laughing
akit
Boy here
kinyírt a
could be one
másik.
of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Ezt hozták be ilyen nagyon baszott állapotba, de találtak nála ugye morfiumot, és nem használta. A szervezetében nem volt belőle. Ellentétben ezzel a nénivel, akinek volt. Ott van 25 deka sertés darált lapocka, jó.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Szóval ez egy harmonika, meg a morfium, ezt találták az agyonvert faszinál.
There are others. Yeah, he's here.
Akin ugye karamolás nyomok vannak, tehát mint a küzdött volna a nő.
They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Na, bejött a
Sure,
Henry.
Mal, thanks for the lead.
Bejött a Henry, úgyhogy átmegyünk kihallgatni. Jó, legalább közel van a hulláz a rendőrséghez.
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest.
Kösz, szóval
Yeah, I'm thinking
kettesben
of
van.
moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Te is hazudsz, te köcsög, Duda.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
And you were close.
We were friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Hazudsz, köcsög.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Hát nem.
He's a career criminal lying dead next door. Educated man like you wouldn't consort with criminals, would you?
No, I would not.
Na, ez egy jó
Heather told us
kör
that you were
volt.
in fashion.
3-ból 0.
That's right.
I got this gadget whiz guy putting recording devices in replacement.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Well, once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa, a couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry.
Kamuzik a háborúról.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Na, akkor követni fogjuk a Harry csávót.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
That's it. We're spotted. Back off. Back off.
Hogy kiszállt a csávó, mit mutogatsz?
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Ja, hát ugye ezzel bukott meg a csávó, hogy kamuzott itt a háborús karrierjéről, pont jó embernek, ugye a Phelps is ugye háborús hős szinten van.
Are you trying to blow our cover?
Ups. Azért megint rossz gombot nyomtam, és elkezdett szirénázni ez a fos. Ezt nem hiszem el, bazd meg. Bal stickkal izé duda, és ugye mindig elfelejtem, hogy ez egy rendőrautó, csak nem úgy néz ki. És ilyenkor remek, hogy beleszirénázik az izé titkos követési akciók közepébe, úgyhogy kezdhetjük előről. És ezeket a cutscene-eket nem lehet átugrani, úgyhogy ez így annyira nem jó.
Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Néha, amikor előveszik a háborús hős
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Hova mész, báránykám?
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Fuck you. Picsál, piros lett a lámpa. Levillognak, bazd meg.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Azt mondja, sose tette be a lábát Okinavába. Igen, ez leesett mindenkinek a duma alapján. Az ott félre áll?
Needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Jó, akkor ez most beadott valamit az aciba. A kollégánk megnézi, mi van az aciba, mi meg követjük gyalogosan ezt a pöcst. És nem ülök le újságot olvasni.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Ajaj. Szóval ott megy át az úton.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Cipőpucoló. Ó, az eltűnt a sarkon, bazz. Hol vagy, báránykám? Ott van. Fine. Aha. Utazási iroda, aha.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
Csak Mexikóba vesz jegyet, és nem retúr. Le akar lépni az országból a csávó.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir, to Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City tomorrow night.
That's good, but this is better.
Ezt tette be az aciba.
Oh my God, it's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Egy Fabergé cigitok. Deals Beverly with love. Okay.
Car 11K, 11 King, come in.
KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
R&I reports the last arresting officer for DOA Jimmy LeBlanc was Patrolman Fred Wallace, who's working a shift on Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Car 11K, en route.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Kíváncsi leszek, hogy itt mi lesz az indíték. És valami járőrrel kell beszélnünk. 9. utca sarkán.
You better not get blood on this car.
Meg ugye elméletileg be kéne mennünk a rendőrségre is.
Give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Oké. Ez a másik rendőr, az nem akar segíteni? Az ott sétálgat, bazd meg. Top. Ezek lőnek.
Find some cover.
Az, mennyien vannak ezek te?
As soon as he pokes his head out, we'll step on it.
Ott még van egy, kettő, egy. Na, meg vagytok, köcsög dudák.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I missed his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie."
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Rossz. Meg volt a body count. Szóval egy Willy nevű embert keresünk, aki a társa volt ennek a LeBlanc nevű betörő hullának, aki a nő mellett fekszik.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
report just occurred, 3155 West 4th Street. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you.
Na, csempészáró lista.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette
Ajaj.
case on there?
Itt van Fabergé cigarette case.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Miss Beverly Everstrom. Ja, meg ott a gyűrű.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Más nincs itt. Mert ugye a nőn volt egy gyöngygyűrű, meg a másiknak is volt, ugye ez a zafír gyűrű. Azt mondja óra. Ja, itt van, bazd meg, pearl ring.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Ja, akkor a faszikám az valami orgazda. Faszikám egy orgazda.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
A hopped-up model, a cad, and a circus freak. Only in L.A.
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say, what's wrong with you?
Oops.
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.
Bájosan elcsevegnek, ugye a Rustyról volt kollégánkról. Mekkora egy csöves bánat. Ez nem a San Andreasból a Neighborhood, vagy Brotherhood. Jump!
Open your eyes!
A picsába. Két hotdogot kérek.
What are you doing?
Jaj, egy tüntetés, bazd. Na, oda megyünk. Jó kis Beverly Hills 40-es években. Ja, megtaláljuk a a csávónak a házát és a GTA 5-ből.
Nice house.
Yeah.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
Hát ez
I am
meg
Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you,
Igen,
ma'am.
eltonyulták le a
Yes, of
cuccokat.
course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Megint ez a kandalló hang, ez szörnyű. A Remasternél a hangokkal nem sokat foglalkoztak. Na mondjad, mit loptak
Can you
el?
describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
$25,000 ér ez a cigis doboz. Jó. Ez nem igaz, mert a gyűrűket is ellopták.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are? Making heinous accusations in my own home.
Jaj, de snob. Azt mondja...
Young man, you are being quite diabolically rude. If that's all, I would like you out of this house.
Kidob a nyanya.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Ja, nagyon kéne, hogy mit hoztunk vissza, mi?
I think you know more about this burglary than you were letting on, Mrs. Eavestrom. There isn't an insurance claim involved, is there?
Are you accusing me of having my own home burgled? How dare you?
How dare you?
What possible proof do you have for this
Greta
scandalous
Thunberg.
remark? I would appreciate it if your friend finished his drink and the two of you left.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, mi?
Hello, detectives.
What is going on?
We'd like to ask
Jaj, hát
exactly the
ez
same
volt a
question.
boltban.
You have met my daughter?
Akkor ez a saját anyját kirabolta.
Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Akkor ez saját putárját kirabolta a fasziával, és... Csak még azt nem tudom, milyen írták ki a másik sajt. Ezt a kocsit elloptam volna, mondjuk. És hol megyünk? Gondolom ide. Ja, ez a Henrynek a izéje, igen. Még a Harry nem tudja, hogy mi tudjuk, hogy le akar lépni Mexikóba, meg hogy beadta az aciba a Fabergé cigidobozt.
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
What is socking it, sister? You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Ez mennyire komoly ez a rész itt, ezek az építkezések. Ha. Épülnek a vadilúj amerikai álom faházikók. Szóval a csaj lehet, hogy csak Palira van véve a Pali által. Azért jött vele össze, mert tudta, hogy ilyen gazdag családból származik. De hát is lehet, hogy bűnrészes. Bocs.
Look out!
Ezek a hadsávos utak, ez beszarás.
Christ!
Ez csak egy mellékutca 4 sávval. Ó, bocs, ez.
Look where you're going!
Azt mondja, részeg vagyok. Viszont meg fog elleni a kocsi, úgy látom. Remélem, hogy kibírja a következő checkpointig. Na, itt lakik a faszi. És a nőnek a faszia.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Ja, nézzük meg, ki valójában a vőlegény. van recepció.
I'm sorry, are you a resident?
LAPD detectives. We're here to speak to Henry Arnett.
Oh, Mr. Arnett? Apartment 30. You can take the lift.
Thank you.
Ezek bérlakások, hogy saját portásuk van, meg mit tudom én.
Well, isn't this just nice and awkward?
Mi ez a hang? Hoppá, hoppá.
Stop! LAPD!
Don't kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on.
Put your hands in the air!
Elkaplak, geci.
Give it up! LAPD!
Hú, de nem szerettem az egyensúlyozós részt. Ja, pont ezért. Már mindig leesik ez a csöcsfáj. Hoppá, hoppá. Na várj, most...
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop.
Nem kellett volna búnyózni.
How'd you get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. You came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Na, akkor nézzünk körül itt Harry papánál. Ez mi, zseblámpa?
Optimistic, Cole.
Egy jó dinnye, az meg ez már volt.
Nope.
Nope. Itt van valami levél. Jó, nincs levél. Nagy tálószoba.
Seems irrelevant.
Gardrób. Hopp, ott mi volt? Ez rúzs, vagy mi a lófasz?
Don't think this is going to help us.
Nem tudjuk, tök mindegy. Itt jöttünk be, igen. Ott voltam. Ott is. Ja, meg itt, de itt is. Hát itt nincs lófasz se. De most nem értem most. Ja, hogy ő csak le akart lépni, nem volt tulakodás, aha.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Ja.
Miss Swanson might be gullible enough to believe your story, Arnett, but I'm not buying. You're involved in a burglary scam, and so was Julia Randall.
I'm a legitimate businessman. I can't speak for Julia.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Hazudsz, köcsög.
Give it up, Arnett. You're facing the gas chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful, so goddamn cold.
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was gonna marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was gonna create a new gang.
But why kill her?
She always looked down on those two. When she told them that she was cutting them out, they swore to get even with her.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary and for the murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right? I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Na, ez egyre érdekesebb. És beköpte a dokit is. Egy jó kis szervezett betöréses rablócsoport. Ja, vissza kell venni Dr. Stoneman papához. Van egy fordulóköre van ezeknek a várdáknak.
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
I should have never told you that.
Találtam egy lennárkot.
You idiot!
Na, let's go a dokihoz. Eddig nem túl jók az arányok a kérdés-válaszban.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better.
Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett. And tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in.
Kicsit átbasszuk a dokit.
I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. Do you know that I loved her? I ruined my life for her, and yet I I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
Doki pácienseit rabolták ki, és a halott nő az szervezte a rablásokat.
You call Dr. Gerard. No, please don't cry. I want to see no one, not my wife or my children, nor my friends, and I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key.
Ez legalább bevallotta.
What have I done?
Hopp.
Didn't see that coming.
Hát ez egy laza suicide. Tudtam én, hogy ez egy nyitott ablak, még valamit fogott csinálni.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
How can I help, detective?
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way.
Na.
We have an address for the runner.
Megvan a Willinek a címe.
Up,
És biztos, hogy ugye ő lesz a gyilkos. Ugye az egyik rabló. Mert ugye a modellcsaj, aki ugye szervezte a rablásokat a Dokinak a gazdag páciensei között, az nem nagyon akart osztozni ezekkel a rablócsávokkal, és ugye azért nyírták ki.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
És a Doki is ugye szerelmes volt a Juliába, bla bla bla, ráköltött az összes pénzét, és ugye kihasználta.
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy. As long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
All these cops, it's got to be something big, right?
Park there.
Ez... Azt mondja, de jó, hogy nem ide parkoltam. Ja, hát, hogy elnézzem, igen. És ti ne hallani, hogy fönt bőg a nő. Na jó, mindegy, akkor let's go. Ez meghott. Megnézzük ezt a bankrátor Willy csávót. De elég közel van. Hajnali 1.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find the game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this side of the street.
Ja, a harmonikát ugye megtaláltuk.
Playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well.
Azt mondja, talán még kötöget is.
Keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Wait, full. You hear that?
Valaki harmonikázik, beszarsz. Van a picsából jön ez a harmonikázás.
Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Hoppá. Pussál már, bazz! Várj, de ez most... Ez felment a háztetőre? Ja, itt a csatorna, aha. Ott mászik. Társam az leelőzött. Te még nem mész föl, papa? Persze engem lőjön le, mi? Hol van?
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Wait, the son of a bitch.
Kezd de komoly, le lehet lőni betűket. Hát ez meghót sajnos.
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Julia had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
(13-16), hát a question az 16/5, ez kurva szar. Starts trace of morphine at the crime scene, what if put a smile on Caruder's face.
That's one of our 50 cows still firing, Cole. The 22nd are still fighting.
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Say goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
Hoppá, kicsit szétszórt a kolléga.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. But God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Na, előléptettek, meg felterjesztettek ezüst csillagra. Csak hát ugye kinyúlott az egész osztagunk. A végzetet megidézni.
Earl Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood
Na,
Boulevard.
lövöldözés a klubban.
Sounds like a homicide beef. Two of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine.
Már megint?
Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
Ja, hát akkor nem sikerült az összes morfint amúgykor ugye ezt szervezni, mert elég nagy tételben ugye elfoglaltuk ott egy jegygyárba. Ja. Egy bíró halt meg, aki túllőtte magát. Nem akartam ide bejönni, bocs. Van egy halott túladagolt bírónk, hopp, ott van egy cucc, nem? Kurva rendőrség, mindig van egy labirintus. Na. Kéne már vagy normális autó, bazd meg, mert... Jössz már, bazd meg. Gyere, gyere, gyere.
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
All units in the vicinity and any central unit. Citizen reports of 415 at 7th and Central. Unit to handle code 2, identified.
Watch us.
Son of a bitch!
In the club.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Gyilkosságiak már benn vannak, jó?
Bukowski.
Phelps, back again.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
Two musicians, Biddleston and Bow. And get this, they used to be in a four-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? we've met the rest of the band.
Now they're no peace.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
Addig szórakoztatja a hosteszt, amíg végzünk a kutatással. Hát itt akkor ugye van egy-két hulla. Aki ugye megint a...
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him.
Ja, kapott egy pár golyót. Ez valami leszámolásszerűség, ugye? És ugye ez a... ilyen halott negróból már volt egy pár, és ugye azok is zenészek voltak, szóval az egy banda.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Itt elég nagy kupi van. Jaj, a szokásos sörös üveg nézegetés, azt miért kell erőltetni? Mindig ezt ismerjük.
Custom case. Someone cared for this instrument.
Find anything interesting?
What's that click?
Hát igen, ez gondolom dupla felül lesz, itt van valami turpisság a hangszer alatt. Ott van.
Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet.
Azt mondja, a doboz úgy többe került, mint a trombita.
We should follow up on the musician angle.
Van egy új címünk, Blue Room. Házak hát kicsit ilyen drogos cuccok.
Kept his stash close at hand.
Ja, hát ez ilyen belövős szerelés, ahogy elnézem, jó? Hát itt is van egy hulla. Ezt is telepumpálták ólomban. És utána megtartotta az aprót, mert mocskos állat. A szennyes angyalok leszámolhattak vele, ez valószínű. Igen, ennek fekete a keze. Ez kétségtelen.
We have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation?
Azt mondja, hogy vajon új beszerzési forrás lehet, vagy pedig ez még mindig a múltkori adagnak a maradéka. Vajon?
Army surplus again. And McGoldrick must have been moving contraband through the club.
Na ez meg honvédségi cigi. Megint valami csempészet lopott cucc. Ja.
Dozen packs to a carton. 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply.
Mit találta öreg? Micsoda stukkerek, nekünk miért nincs ilyenünk?
These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
Ja. Most már utána kell nézni, hogy mi hiányzik arról a hajóról, ugye a katonai hajóról, amiről megfújták ezeket a cuccokat. Már itt most már van minden, a fegyver, a cigi, a drog. Hullanak itt az emberek. Az mi egy Nintendo Switch? Még itt is van. Ó. Itt is van egy hulla, baszki. Ezek van iroda.
Bad luck, Eddie. Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
Ja, ez a katonacsávó visszaemlékezésekből. Hát azt hittem találunk valamit, de itt semmi nincsen. Van egy safe.
They didn't even try to crack the safe.
Ja, semmit nem vittek el. Stukker, pénz, minden ott van. Na dumáljunk a nénivel.
Another day, another dollar.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
Ja, szabad napon volt a nő. Azt mondja, tele lenne lyukakkal, mint a többiek, ha itt lett volna. Hát, ja. Még így is van azért nyilván egy-kettő, de rajta, de nem olyan.
Well, you must have some thoughts.
We get all types in here, officer.
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Ja, szóval az Eddie csávó az csak megvette ezt a klubot, de fingja se volt semmire, hogy kell ezt vezetni. Viszont sok pénzt adott érte.
Where do you think he got the money?
My guess was that he was selling the sort of quality product that you don't need to advertise.
Thank you for your help, man.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
Hát nem tudtunk meg túl sok mindent, de az Eddie-nek valószínűleg ugye a kápszerből volt pénze, na, mi legyen.
Advice?
Back to the station. We need to speak to someone on the robbery detail.
Oké, akkor visszamegyünk a stationre. Csak nem erre. Hello, nő.
well did you know the owner?
Goldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
Hát igen, miből volt pénze? Nightclubra. Mi ez a Jamboree?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda. Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
Everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using it.
So where does
Ez
Stoker come
mekkora
in?
igazság.
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Minden politikus prostitúció ellenes, kivéve amikor igénybe veszi
From a little
őket.
acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working the...
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus. I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Na, meglátogatjuk azokat a rendőrbácsikat, akik a katonai lopott szajrék után nyomoznak.
Harry, you got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
Ja, hát ezek a katonáknak a listája, akik azzal a hajóval érkeztek ugye Shanghaiból San Pedroba. Epstein. Ja, ott van. Fegyver, a morfin.
500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of LA.
Ja, hogy ennyit loptak el, aha. Konkrétan 500 000 ilyen morfium löketet, satot, 8800 karton cigit, 300 meg 400 fegyvert.
Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club. Enough to arm 3 companies.
Hát azért ez nem kevés cucc.
This is the crate we recovered. Some of these guys are from my old unit. They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Thanks, Harry. Stay in touch on this.
Ja. Kezd ugye ráterelődni a gyanú itt az ex-katonákra, akik hazajöttek. Vietnámból, vagy tudom én honnan, Japánból. Csak ugye abból egy kinyúlvatt, aki ugye megvette a nightclubot, de ugye mindegyik ki volt tömve pénzzel, nyilván elszámolási problémák lesznek a háttérben.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know.
Milyen húztak el innen, bazd meg? Köcsök paparazzik. Azt mondja, hogy lórom.
So, half-your-old lackeys were on that boat, the late Mr. Goldrick included.
They weren't my lackeys.
Subordinates then, whatever you want to call them.
There were a lot of people on that boat.
Maybe you're behind this whole thing, Phelps. Wouldn't that be a master stroke? Hey, cut me in early and we'll ride this one into the sunset.
Sounds like you've got the case all sewn up, Roy. We should call it a day and go home.
And miss out on the blue room? I couldn't do that to you.
What the hell?
Ott áll egy útfelirat. Itt a Blue Room Jazz Club. Nézzük, mi folyik Gyöngyösön. Ruhatár. Jó van, ez a bunkók. Akkor bemegyünk direktbe. Itt még vannak a zenész csávók. Van egy pár belőle, úgy látszik.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lichtman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making inquiries under Sturmführer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
Hoppá, hoppá. Olyan fölvett az asszony veréruháját a tag.
Will you sit down?
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Házus köcsög duda, bazd meg.
The only way you're going to get rid of me is to give me an answer.
I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him.
What does that mean?
It means that he just wasn't that good. He was a sad, lonely cat.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
You can do this the easy way with me, or I can call my partner back over. I can assure you he's a lot less sensitive.
You think your threats frighten me?
Black man don't supply nothing. You think there's a black man in this town holding on to 2 tons of morphine? He'd be dead in a minute. White man supplies, black man buys.
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with you, officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, Detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words and very noble. But words are just words, Coldfeathers.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
Ja, azzal a Mixstar-sáróval lesznek még gondok. Az lehet valami ilyen főfő mob vezér itt Hollywoodban. Melyik autóba ül? A taxiba? Vagy a fekete? A taxiba szerintem.
It's all right.
Risk losing the trail.
Na, mi van veled, Elza? Mit akarunk mi itt? Oh là là. Kezelgetjük az Elzát?
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
Ez nem tudom, mi volt most az jelenet itt az Elzával, meg...
Waitress, could I get another spoon?
Sirs, Mr. Cohen's table is this way.
LAPD, We have some questions
Te
regarding...
mixter.
How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Eager Beaver along. Hope he's not gonna put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps, Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole. He has the biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy, or you gonna stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Organized Crime Boss, a szervezett bűnözés vezető, 33 évesen.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Ó, hát persze, hogy nem.
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit, and I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. We have to put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
Detectives, KGPL's going crazy. Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson. Some guy with an automatic spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
I got this gadget whiz guy putting recording devices.
Nagy lövöldözés. Egy buszt soroznak. Minden egységet riasztották. Úgyhogy futi. Remélem lesz egy kis úristen very big lövöldözés, azt szeretjük. Hoppá. Miért lövik azt a buszt? Ki van abba a buszba? Officer down. Csávolt nagyon el van tetőn, bazd meg. Ups. Ezt így nem valószínű, hogy innen le fogom szedni Stuckerrel. De várj, van több is. Bazd meg. Az automata fegyveres az leszed egy pillanat alatt, úgyhogy szerintem... Nem lehet ezt megkerülni. Valahogy fel kell menni tetőre. Ó, meg is van. Majd jó segbe durrantam innen a csávot szerintem.
LAPD, drop the gun now!
Hol van? Ja, ez volt a puskás, jó. Na de ki volt a buszon? Sniper, aha, hát ez minden volt, csak nem sniper, bazd meg, szerintem. Ez ki a lófasz? Hoppá.
Phone number and restaurant table.
Címek és éttermasztal számok.
It's one of the BARs.
Ja, az megint a lopott bárfegyver. Ez meg csak egy üres tár, oké. Volt még egy pár.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Jó, akkor a buszsofőrt akarták kinyírni, mert az is egy katona azok közül, akik a hajón
He's just a
voltak.
plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and start treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
Aha.
Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
I've got the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. The cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It was a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in LA?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
Valamit ez is eltitkol. Ez a buszsofőrtag.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks for your help.
Kaptunk egy Kelso lakás címet. Na.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Na, akkor is innen fogjuk folytatni. Legközelebb elmegyünk a Kelso lakásra. Thanks for watching.